Hi everybody, good morning and welcome to the signal box this morning. Today, wherever you're watching from, it might be the evening, might be the afternoon, whatever time of day, whenever you're watching this one, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a good day and I hope that you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons and let's crack on with today's video. So, when I normally do a video from my dining table, you know there's two things happening. One, the railway is not running today, and secondly, something really cool has turned up in the post that I want to show you. So it's the latter. So in this box marks fragile in front of me, not fragile, unless you're a member of the Christmas Story film. Remember that joke when the guy got the leg lamp for Christmas and it said, oh, it must be from Italy, it's foreign, it says fragile on the outside. Very good film, very good film. Anyway, it's not fragile, it's fragile, and which means it's what was inside, or what is inside, is very delicate. And I hope that you enjoy seeing it as much as I do showing you it. Anyway, what happened last weekend was a bit of a disaster, I'll tell you. My railway runs on a set of folding tables which it rests upon during the running sessions, and then everything is de-wired, carefully put away, and the layout is stored vertically in my bedroom. However, above my bed I've got two wooden shelves, and on the top one I had a glass candle. And for some reason, this glass candle decided to take an aerial assault on my model railway and fall straight through the roof of my loco shed, which I've got here. And this is a bit of a disaster, and I'll show you when I get it out the bubble wrap. It's quite an old building, as you can there you see inside. That's the horrific repair job that I've had to do. I've attempted to do with super glue, and it hasn't turned out very well, unfortunately. Originally, this building, loco shed, is a haunted Scaldale item. Originally, it had a single brick post that went vertically straight down that end, and the same on the other end. I basically took a Dremel and reshaped this area here, so it was this one long arch rather than it was curved over there with a post that met in the middle, went straight down, same the other end. And I'll show you where the damage is. Oh, you can see it. That's not very good, is it? I don't think so anyway. Not very happy with that. So I'm really unhappy. I've tried to weather the brickwork on the tile slates there, and it just hasn't worked. And as you can see, it looks absolutely crap. There's nothing much I can do with this. There's a few chips, as you can see here. And I've had this building since my, well over 15 years, because I've had this on my original big layout I had in my old house, Bentley Park. If you look back through the channel videos, you'll see it's on there, this particular loco shed. It's a shame because it was a nice building, but now it's just, you know, I think it's had it. There's nothing I can do with it really, to be honest. I've got a chip on there, the gutter in there, that's chipped. That horrible glue mark where it was just demolished this side of the roof completely. If you can see that shot above there, you can see where the crack actually starts there, and it extends all the way across. And you can see obviously inside the amount of damage that whole area where it's all split and cracked. That's the size of the actual hole. It was completely like something out of the Luftwaffe attack in World War II. It was literally destroyed. That side's okay, but it's got chips in and it's got irregularities in, and some people say, well, that adds to character. Maybe, but not for me. I think I've actually nothing I can do with this. What I'll probably do with this, to be honest with you, I've got a box on top of my wardrobe with some buildings that I don't use or can't use. I'll most probably wrap it up back in here and stick it away in the box or something. I don't think I'll chuck it away yet. I'll just put it in the box away. But it's had it. It can no longer be used. And also, look, as you can see, my table's a flat surface, by the way, but look. That's nothing to do with my table in the fact that it's a cast resin model, and they're never 100% true. I did weather that inside, by the way. I painted that all black years ago. But it's a really old building, and it's an old Hornby Scaldale resin building. They are nice buildings, but to me they're quite heavy, and also because they're cast in this resin material, they don't always end up 100% true. So if that's on a baseboard surface, you've got that gap there, which shouldn't be. It should be like that. As you can see, there's a gap there. That's not good. It doesn't sit true on a baseboard. And if a building doesn't sit true, then to me, that's not really ideal, is it? And it's sort of lumpy and bumpy here and there. I've never really liked it 100%. But at the time, nothing was more available, and it was either this or the standard quick fit Hornby series loco shed buildings that you can get from the 1970s that you just clip together, and they're a bit cheap and cheerful. But that, I'm afraid, is no longer usable. It's horrible. So that is going to get put in the bits and pieces box, no doubt. But we've got something very nice to show you, and I'll get back to you in a second. So just go and make a cup of tea or a beverage of your choice, and we all will be revealed in a second. Okay, welcome back. I do hope you're suitably refreshed. So let's get on with it. So the first thing I'll do, I'll get rid of this box because it's actually not inside the box. I've taken it out, but I'll just remove this box off the dining room table on the floor, and we can look at this. This is an utter thing of beauty, and we'll just carefully lift this off, and we can have a look at this. How about this? How about that? Isn't she lovely? It's a Metcalfe Models not super quick. This is the high standard Metcalfe Models, and they make a very excellent standard range of card kits. If you look on my model railway layout, you'll see the brewery kit. That's all Metcalfe. And again, I sold this on eBay for, I think it was £25 and £5 postage. So £30 to me is fantastic value. I'm gonna give out a shout out to the guy who actually made this. His name is Philip Fiddler. And despite his surname, he's definitely not a fiddler. He actually makes Metcalfe model railway buildings for the price you pay on eBay for them, and he'll do them to a very high standard, as you can see. So Philip, thank you very much, sir. I'm absolutely thrilled with this build. Look at this. Let's get down to camera shot on ground level. As you can see, this compared to that, there's no competition, is there? You know which one we're going to go for. So we've got this lovely building here, and this is all card, so it's three-dimensionally embossed. So the great thing about these buildings, they're incredibly sturdy, and they're very well detailed, as you can see. If you can see at home, guys, on your device, or however you're viewing this on a phone or computer or iPad, it actually looks embossed with the stonework. It's not. It's actually very highly detailed, printed and weathered card. Very lovely and very strong and sturdy. I mean, it's a very beautiful structure. And I'm getting stuck to the bubble wrap here. Let's just come along with the camera, and as you can see there, that side there, going up onto the roof, there's glazing there. Look at that. Look at that beautiful glazing there. There's a little bit of glue that's just drying around that ventilation stack there because it came adrift slightly in the post, but that's okay, it's fixable. But other than that, look at that. Look, everything else on it is beautiful. Look at that. Very nice. I'll take you for a little tour inside a minute. If I carefully lift it up, it's actually quite heavy, and there's the back of it. That's the back profile shot of the loco shed. So it is actually enclosed, which is nice. Lovely detail on there, isn't it? Just bear with me. I'm just going to actually just pick this up out of the way just for a second and get rid of this bubble wrap. I'm getting webbed up like Spider-Man with this stuff here. So let's chuck it there. That's better. That's much better. Look at that. Now I can spin it around and show you. So there we go. Let's look at this end of the building. You can see these barge boards here and all the trimming work on there. It's lovely, isn't it? Look at that. So thank you again, Mr. Philip Fiddler. A beautiful job he's done on this, and he does loads and loads of railway buildings for the model railway. in general on his eBay site. So if you want, I'll give you the link to that, but it's absolutely lovely. If you look on the panes of glass on the roof there, you can see they've purposely modelled a little window crack there. And that's meant to be like that. But again, look at the little wall boards on top there. Everything has been done really lovely. It's a very nice building. This is actually based on the Settle and Carlisle loco shed on the Settle and Carlisle Railway. I'll spin it round so you can have a little look at that angle. Again, the roof gable there, beautifully made. And these are lovely kits. These are very, very lovely. This is made to a very, very high standard. Let's look inside the shed. It gets even better. Let's take you down inside the shed, shall we? How about that? Isn't that a thing of beauty? And even the cast iron roof supports there inside, they're actually made of like a laser cut material, which is a little bit like recycled card and wood together, I think. But it's very, 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 very sturdy. I cannot highlight and stress how much well made this building is. It's lovely, guys. Very pleased with this. It's to a very high standard. And the reason why I obviously got a loco shed to replace the bomb damaged one over there, basically I wanted something nicer, a twin track engine shed, so 2 roads in, but obviously I wanted something sturdy but something nice. And I've always liked these Metcalfe models, but I confess to you today that I would never be able to make something like this to this standard. If it's out of plastic or any other material, I'd have a go. The old Airfix kits and stuff like that I'm pretty good at, but I could never make it to this standard. These are just very impressive buildings. I have had a quick check on the layout to see if it would fit, because if we look at the comparison, even though I've pre-measured it before I even bought it on eBay, obviously tape measure came out, I measured the dimensions to see if it would fit, and it does fit. But just to be on the safe side, I did measure again against the old engine shed, and obviously when it come today, I had a quick look at it and I thought, yep, that's definitely going to fit. But just to give you an idea, in comparison of length, if we go dead end to end like that, you can see at that level, if we get it parallel on the front, which is like that, if we go from end there along there, it's only just by 2 bays longer. So it doesn't affect the area a great deal. All we're going to do basically, this will get, because it's got an end there built in on the end there, it's got an end piece that covers over. We'll just fit that over the end of the buffer stops on the end of the depot roads there, and hopefully that will all sit in there. But it doesn't matter, we can always move things about. But the main thing is, guys, I'm absolutely thrilled to pieces this morning with this lovely Metcalfe loco shed. It's a thing of beauty. Look at that. And not only that, this is the lovely little thing that came with it as well. I'll show you what else came with it. Look at that. It's a little office building that came with it. Isn't that lovely? Again, built to a very high standard. And it goes rather well if you put those together like that. You can do it that way, or you could even have that slightly separated. You could even do it like that, however you wanted to put it. There's definitely scope for somewhere on the layout for this to go in the loco area. If I have to move a building or two about here and there and fit it in, I will. But on the whole, just from a general view and comment, I think you'd agree with me at home, guys and girls, that for a total of £30, which includes postage, £25 for the 2 buildings and £5 postage, making a total of 30. That is a really good steal from eBay, isn't it? And especially in that condition. So I'm going to grab a hold of the seller's details and store them in my folder, so I can make a note of if I have to go back to him again and ask for some more buildings or get some more done in future, I think. But I'm just really super impressed with these. I mean, obviously you can tell that I'm very, very impressed and very happy today, and why not? And that is a lovely, lovely purchase. So there we are, 2 nice buildings for the model railway to fit into position. I'm still going to treat this with utter respect, even though it's a quite a heavy card manufactured building. It's still fragile, so it has to be handled carefully, obviously. But there we are. Yeah. So the next time you see this, or these 2 buildings, they will be in position on the railway. Now, I don't know what you think, but this is obviously quite reasonably heavy. It's not overly heavy, but it's quite a sturdy building, and it's well made, as we've just seen. But I'm debating whether to glue it to the baseboard, and there's a huge percentage of me that's saying don't do that. Just have it situated loosely, so that when it's time to pack everything away, we can lift it off and put it nicely away. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to glue this, because obviously PVA will hold it in place, but if you're going to store it, or it's ever one day if I move house for it again, which I hopefully will, then in transportation of the baseboard, anything on it, you don't want nothing too much on it, because it's going to get damaged in transit and so forth. So I think what I'm going to do is keep it loose, and that way we can just lift it off carefully and get that in a safe place when it's not in use. But there we go. In terms of weathering, now another little thing I'll show you before we close the video today is that if you're thinking about making one of these or getting one of these because you've liked what you've seen today, and you think, I saw that video the other day and I think I'm going to go and get myself one already made up, because they are made up on eBay if you look. Again, if you want the guy's details, I can give them to you. I'll put a description in the link below the video if you like. And if you need to get one or two, then go for it. But the great thing about these buildings are they do come slightly weathered. If you look at the brickwork here above the top of the entrance door, they are slightly off colour because that's the way they're printed and the way that they're manufactured. But there's nothing to say you can't get a little bit of coal dust with a dry paintbrush, and you can go over that front relief area, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Simply with a dry small paintbrush, some coal dust, I'm going to bring out that brickwork a little bit more on that vent louver on top there, which is what I'm going to do. If you don't want to do it with a dry paintbrush and some weathering powders or some coal dust, you can, believe it or not, load up an airbrush with some matte black paint, and you can very gently just give a little bit of relief here and there. And the key to any weathering, I would say, is don't go overboard. Don't overcook it. And I'll give you an example of overcooking too much weathering is this. You can see there I've gone a little bit over the top TT with that. That's too much. I just got really engrossed one day and thought, you know what, I'll just cover the whole thing. But anyway, some people might like that effect. You know, it's a little bit too much, I think. But we all learn from our techniques, and it's okay to get things wrong, is what I want to say as well. Before I go, if you're thinking about doing any weathering on a loco or a building like this, just go easy. Just don't overdo it. To be honest with you, this hardly needs any weathering. If anything, I'd say a little bit above the gable there, a tiny spot. But even looking at this on my camera, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up at home, but I think there's actually pre-printed weathering on those tiles there, on those roof tiles, and the central row of slates on top of that gable there, those red brick slates you can see. I think they've been weathered on the factory end, I think. I'm not sure. They look like they have. So yeah, really, it's just a tiny bit of coal dust in that area there, and just a little bit over there, obviously, because this is a loco shed which would service and house steam locomotives. It's big enough for tender engines. So the idea is that obviously the soot marks and the chimney would accumulate here and there. But yeah, very, very happy with that. Lovely. There we are. That's my loco shed for today. And I'll see you in the next video. And we'll hopefully have this in place. And we'll have a few locos sitting in there. Anyway, take care. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye now.